All right, welcome back to Lone Star Karate. I'm Shawn Vicknair, and today we're going to talk about tips for having higher kicks. All right, I have both my daughters here to help out with achieving higher kicks. This is Ireland, this is Anne-Marie, and they're going to demonstrate and show what you can do to get your kicks higher. So first, and the most important thing is flexibility. So flexibility to achieve higher kicks, you have to be flexible. So they're going to demonstrate a couple of stretches that will help with your hips and your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves, that sort of thing, to help you get higher kicks. So go ahead and get into a shin box first. The shin box is the first movement that we do from a stretching perspective. And that's one leg in, one leg out. And really what you're trying to accomplish is getting this back hip on the ground. When you do this, what you'll notice is that a lot of people sit up like most people are gonna have this hip really, really high. And so the goal is to push that hip down to the ground. They've been doing this for a long time. That's why they're already here. So you wanna stay in this position for 30 seconds. And that's something else, talking about stretching. Stretching is, you gotta do it consistently. You gotta do it every day in order for you to achieve any type of success with it. So they're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. So now they're on the other side, again, pushing that hip down. You may be feeling it here, you may be feeling it here, but this is really, really good for hip stretching, mobility, flexibility. One of the other stretches that we like to do is feet straight out in front of you. Now, when your feet are straight out in front of you, you can sit in two different positions. Either you can keep the toes flexed, which you should work on, or you can point them. All right, working different kicking foot positions is important, because it's not just the hips and the legs, but it's also the feet, and understanding the muscles and tendons in the feet to make them get in the right position. So when you're kicking, it's easier that way. So now they're just going to sit way up tall, and they're going to stretch down and reach forward as far as they can. And this is important because when you're in this position here, you guys, I want you to understand that it's all up through the back and down the hamstring, into the calves, and into the foot when you're kicking forward. So this is a very important stretch for kicking forward, okay? Now, go ahead and get into a butterfly position. So this butterfly position is very important for the inside of the hips and these muscles here for when you're doing side kicks or any kicks, roundhouse kicks to the side, when you lift that leg up to the side. So we would stay here. We're going to go ahead and pull down as far as you can forward and stretch those inside of the leg muscles as well as through the back. And again, always holding this for 30 seconds or so. Stretching for about 10 to 15 minutes a day is all you really need. One of the other stretches we're going to do is one leg in, one leg out. They're going to reach straight forward, grab that foot. Again, either toes pointed or toes flexed is suitable. It's up to you. I would suggest doing both. They're reaching forward, stretching all up in here, and then obviously the hamstring as well. They're not going to switch legs right now because we're not actually stretching. We're just demonstrating for instructional purposes. Now both legs out. So this would be more like a split, and they're able to spread those legs as far as they can, toes pointed to the ceiling. Again, pointed or flex, but we prefer flex here, and then they're going to reach forward and reach as far as they can down. The more you do this, the better you're going to get at it. Again, 30 seconds, hold every day. And within a few months, you'll see a huge improvement in your flexibility. All right, the next thing to achieve higher kicks is really the balance and the strength in your kicking. So you got to start kicking at some point. And so actually you can do this from the floor or standing, but we're going to start standing and I'll show you some floor exercises as well. But the basic thing is we've just got a handful of kicks in karate. There's only so many different ways you can kick. So we're going to start with just a front kick. So they're both going to lift up their front knee and hold it in front of them. Your goal is to try to keep that knee above your waist, okay? So turn sideways so they can see that. So getting that knee above the waist and just holding it there. Hold it for a count of 10, count of 15. Just balancing on that other foot. Make sure you switch sides. And then we would move on to the next kick, okay? So now they're gonna move to a side kick, okay? So they're just gonna shift their body into the position of a side kick. What this is doing is they're looking to get this heel up and knee up, all right? And they're just gonna hold it there for balance. Again, we're looking for strength and balance, okay? And this is the first step in this. Now, if you can't quite get to this position right now, keeping it down here is fine, but with more flexibility training, you'll be able to raise that knee and foot higher, okay? Go ahead and put that foot down. And so what you're gonna wanna do is to do all of your kicks in a loaded position and holding them up for a certain amount of time to increase the strength of those hip flexors and all the muscles in the hip, but also helping your balance at the same time. All right, the next step is to work on the actual techniques of the kick. And so we like to start all students down on the ground when we start training kicks to understand the technique of the kick. So they're gonna assume a kind of a crab position here. They're gonna lift their hips off the ground and they're gonna throw a front kick. So they're gonna bring that knee in very, very tight and then push forward. Turn to the side so everybody can see a little bit better. And so they're pushing, bringing that knee back and kicking out. We like to point with the ball of the foot rather than the whole foot. So she would point the foot and then pull the toes back in order to achieve that. And this is really working on the strengthening throughout the whole leg here. Now we'll get into kind of a dog position, if you will. And so in this position, they can practice both the roundhouse kick and the side kick and the back kick. So they're gonna pick up the knee to the side, and this would be either a roundhouse kick or a side kick. They're holding it here and either kicking out with a side kick or a roundhouse kick, either one. They're gonna work on all of those muscles in this hip and then throughout the leg here as well. The last kick would be the back kick. And so they're gonna push, they're gonna keep this knee up and they're gonna push straight back, okay? And this is really, really strengthening all the muscles in this hip and the leg, and they work this for counts of 10, 15, 20, whatever you wanna work up to. And you're gonna do this from the floor until you feel comfortable with your kicks. And then remember, the other drill with your balance drill is very, very important as well. Once you feel comfortable with your balancing and your kicks, then we would move on to the next stage. All right, the final stage of working on achieving your higher kicks is what we call the 4-kick balance drill. And we do them individually at first, and then we put them together in a 4-kick drill. So they're gonna demonstrate the 4-kick drill, and then you would start with just doing them individually and then add them all together once your balance and strength gets better. So they're gonna stand here, their hands are gonna be up, just because that's the way we train. They're gonna start with front kick. So one leg at a time, so they would raise their right leg up above. They're gonna pick up their knee above their hip and then extend slowly out into a front kick position. As you can see, bring it back slowly. Then the knee is gonna turn out to the side. They're gonna extend out to their side kick, bring it back, and then extend behind them for their back kick, and then back to the side, and they're gonna throw their roundhouse kick out to the side, and then bring it back. They would put that foot down, and then they would pick up the other leg to do the other side. And you would do that, a handful of times to start with, and then work yourself up to 10, 15 reps of each leg. And every time what you're trying to do is to get this knee up higher. So when she would raise this knee up, we're working on getting that knee higher and extending that foot all the way out as high as they can. And so at this point, this is all she can do. Ireland, let's see yours. So she's gonna kick forward, and they're working on that extension, holding it, the strength of these hips, and then side kick. Let's see our side kicks. And we're looking at, go ahead Ireland too, we're looking at raising that, and this is hurting. This is not easy, is it? This is difficult because the strength and the balance and everything that's working into that. Make sure you work all 4 kicks. That's our 4 basic kick drill. Do those every day. So 15, 20 minutes a day, you're gonna have higher, stronger kicks. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel.